Hello and welcome to another edition of Cocktails That Don't Suck. Alright, on this edition of Cocktails That Don't Suck, we are going to be making a Rye Sazerac. Kind of the drink that kind of made famous kind of New Orleans and those absinthe bars. So the first thing we're going to need is a good rye. We have bullet rye. So basically rye, just basically a whiskey that's at least 51% rye, okay? Then we're going to need an absinthe. So absinthe is basically made from wormwood. It is very, very high in alcohol, usually 125 to 150 proof in alcohol, so you don't use a lot of absinthe. Absinthe in flavor, if you've never had it, is very black licorice in style. We're also going to use some bitters, and you can use, we're going to use cherry bitters, but you can use Angostura bitters as well. And then you're also going to need some simple syrup. And then you can make simple syrup simply, it's a 1-to-1 mix of water and sugar. And so 1 cup hot water, 1 cup sugar, and you stir it till it dissolves, and you have simple syrup. So we'll build this cocktail in the glass. Let me get my little mixers here. So we do 1.5 ounces of our rye. Kind of working on a pedestal here so you can kind of see camera-wise everything. So what we're going to do with our glass here is we're going to coat this glass with the absinthe, and you can either just pour a little bit of that absinthe into the glass and kind of swish it around, or you can kind of put it into like a little bit of a mister and you can kind of mist your glass, because what we're really just trying to do is just get that aroma and that flavor from that black licorice that I was telling you about, that into the cocktail. But we don't want to overpower the cocktail with that, because it's a very, very potent liqueur. All right, and we're going to do 1 bar spoon of simple syrup. And 3 dashes of our cherry bitters, and nice hefty dashes. Let's get some ice in here. And now we're going to stir. And we're stirring, basically, we're basically rounding off the hard edges of that alcohol. We're slowly infusing basically water into our cocktail. We're not developing any froth by shaking it vigorously. We're really just slowly just kind of rounding off that alcohol. That's the reason for the stirring and not the shaking. One thing I did forget is my strainer. I will leave the camera for 1 second to get my strainer. Alright, and what we're going to do is we're going to strain this off into our glass. And it's a glass with no ice, and we're going to garnish that with a lemon twist. I'm going to simply just, I'll show you here in a second. So I simply just take the rind off of a lemon, and then what I'm going to do, and hard to see on camera, but I'm going to basically squirt it right in there and float it in there. So basically what happens is that lemon zest squirts in there, coats that glass with some of that lemon perfume, and then we kind of let it float within there. And there is your Rye Sazerac. This is a very aromatic drink. Really good cocktail that you should definitely try. All right, we'll see you next time on Cocktails That Don't Suck.